Well, this doesn't look good. Having to get unloaded from a flatbed. Let's take a look at everything's wrong with my cheap Land Rover I imported from Europe. The brakes screech. It's leaking diesel. The hinges are rusty and loose and pop when you try to close the door. The driver door doesn't close very well. As you can see, I can slam it, but until I really slam it, it doesn't actually latch. So the door can just fly open if you're not careful and you actually get it closed properly. The driver mirror is loose and rattles around as you're driving. Yeah, see, floppy, floppy, floppy. The window crank will also just kind of fall off randomly. Nothing really holding on there. The clutch pedal cover is pretty ratty and likes to pop off while you're driving. Yeah, and then it's just a clutch pedal, no rubber pad. And the brake pad's not too great either. Yeah, and the bezel there is all just kind of broken. See, the HVAC indicator just falls out. That's all broken and loose. Can't even connect it up at all. So that's pretty common. That's easy enough to replace. And there's this random mystery switch, on or off. It doesn't do anything. Keys on or off, doesn't do anything. There's wires on it, but it doesn't do anything. So the shift knob loose. Just kind of spins and rattles around there. You just pull it off in your hand. But most annoyingly, it just rattles when you're sitting at a light or driving down the road. And here we have some spots of aluminum corrosion kind of coming through, doing some bubbly things. Of course, the hinge is rusty there where the steel is. Along the bottom of the door, we get a lot of corrosion where there's a steel frame inside. And same thing, here's the rear door. You see it's along there where there's that steel frame. And then there's a little bit coming through on just the aluminum. That happens in multiple places. That's by a rivet. And then here we get it along the door. And that's all that steel frame. And that steel frame starts to corrode under there. And then it comes through and it kind of bubbles through the aluminum. Yeah, I got a little bit more places where there's rivets and such. You get that galvanic corrosion. Same thing again. The rear doors tend to be worse. The B-pillar's all steel, so we get rust there, and of course the hinges like to rust. Same thing all along that lower part of the door. And then again, more of that aluminum. You can see we'll get it around here, around the hinge. And see this area again, the rear doors, these always tend to be the worst, and down the bottom, of course, is bad. So this rear tailgate has got this loose corner here. And there's a little play in the hinge, but it's just this corner is like not fully connected. This is all aluminum bits that get riveted together, so it's a little odd. You can kind of see that one piece that's deformed there. So held together with rivets and spot welds and such, but it's just a little odd about exactly what's flexing where. Here you can see those two corners, and we get that movement. But there's also a bunch of spot welds along that sheet metal that look like they've let go. This bolt on the centrifugal oil filter cover's loose, and actually the cover's very slightly loose. And I should not have left this one. It actually came off, and I lost all the oil from this one. My valve cover gasket leaks oil. There's some silicone on there. Somebody tried to seal it, but I just need a new gasket. And I'll do a new injection harness down there as well, because those tend to leak. What I'm showing you there is the oil cooler, and then on top of the motor mount, I got coolant leaking and building up right there. Yeah, that tube, it's all hooked up correct. It just doesn't look like it's routed correct. Yeah, my front grill's broken there. Yeah, that's kind of dumb. And that bumper corner, yeah, that's all rusted, and just replace that. Grease cap's missing. Like, what happened there? The rear one's just welded, and if we go look at the other rear one, it's also just welded. I don't know what somebody was trying to do with all that. This aluminum windshield mount's just all corroded. Yeah, hood prop clip's broken. Can't even see what the coolant's like. The snorkel's a little loose. Probably not sealed too well. Don't go snorkeling. And we got rust. More rust coming down below the hinge. Look at that. I can just flake off some paint. So this is why you shouldn't ignore loose bolts on your oil filter cover, because then this happens. The cover comes off and you dump all your engine oil everywhere and you get a big fat mess and you have to get towed. So don't ignore even little problems. Thanks for watching.